This Diddy trials get more and more interesting. This is from USA Today. Hey, this is Jeff from This Week with JTT. Check this out. Diddy trial recap. Ex-maid Mia says Diddy assaulted Cassie at Brad Pitt movie premiere. I didn't know that part. Says here that Diddy's ex-assistant doubles down on abuse allegations. So basically, yeah, his assistant is flipping on Diddy and it's not looking good. Diddy's ex-assistant, a woman going by the pseudonym Mia, yeah, that's not her real name. She goes by the pseudonym Mia to protect herself, returned to court and spoke out against her former boss. The page reflects the news from Sean Diddy Combs' trial on Monday, June 2nd, which was yesterday. For the latest update for Diddy trial, read USA Today live coverage for today. If you can get it, go for it. Like I said, I provided a link. You probably click on that, the link I provide for you. The story contains graphic descriptions that some readers find disturbing. Trust me, I read some of the stuff, and yeah, it's extremely disturbing. As Sean Diddy Combs' federal sex crimes trial continues, his lawyers push back against sweeping abuse allegations against the rapper's former assistant. The woman going by the pseudonym Mia spent days last week telling jurors about his alleged physical and sexual abuse. Abuse. But Combs' attorney pressed her on warm text message she sent in recent years and social media posts she shared by her former boss. I was still brainwashed, Mia explained on a stand in Manhattan court on June 2nd, saying that she was constantly seeking Combs' approval. Basically, Sean Diddy Combs is a uber control freak, and he's moving all sorts of dark mountains to maintain that control of both men and women and anybody that's in between. It's not like he's a casual guy. The guy is a super control freak, period. Similar to other former employees, Mia has described a workplace dynamic in which Combs allegedly made repeated threats to maintain control. Control freak. The ex-assistant, who worked for Combs from 2009 to 2017, also claims that Bad Blood Records founder sexually assaulted her on multiple occasions. Ugh. Combs, 55, was arrested in September of last year and charged with sex trafficking, racketeering, and transportation to engage in prostitution. He had pleaded not guilty. Shocker! Mia talked to Cassie around the time she sued Diddy. Mia said she spoke to Cassie Ventura Fine, Combs' ex-girlfriend, around the time her bombshell 2023 lawsuit in which she accused Combs of sex trafficking and abuse. Mia never mentioned to Ventura Fine that Combs had also allegedly essayed her, she said. I was really deeply ashamed and wanted to die. I didn't want to tell anybody to testify. Why did it take 7 to 8 months for you to tell the U.S. Attorney's Office about Sean Combs supposedly essaying you? Combs' defense attorney, Brian Steele, asked. It was not common for essay survivors to wait some time before revealing their experience to loved ones or law enforcement. So it's hard to say the next day because the trauma is still fresh and raw. It's not like some people can do it, but there's some people that can't because the trauma is that fresh and that raw. Goes on to say, the worst thing I ever had to talk about. Mia's testimony turned emotional when she was asked whether she was able to speak about Combs allegedly assaulting her without looking down while she addressed the court. Mia said, it was the worst thing I ever had to talk about in my life, she shared. Mia was then asked why she chose to speak out now. She explained that she felt that she could help her loved ones, including her niece and goddaughters, and they were ever essayed, she had never raised an accusation against Diddy. So basically, she's worried about her niece and goddaughters, obviously. The former assistant alleged during her testimony last week that the first time Diddy essayed her was at the Plaza Hotel when they were in New York City celebrating his 40th birthday in 2009. In later years, Combs allegedly assaulted her several additional times, including at his LA home and on his private jet. Mia cried as she described the alleged attacks. This was getting to get ugly here. Still continued to ask me why she never told family or friends about the assaults. She said she had to be in constant communications with Combs 24/7. Even when she was away, I was never out of his grip. You joined the Me Too. Oh, here we go. You joined the Me Too money grab against Mr. Combs. Is that true? Steele asked. Ask her whether she knew that Victoria had received settlement money and lawsuit against Combs. Mia said that she was aware of the settlement, but she didn't want to sue Combs for monetary gain. No, that is not my intention, replied he pressed. She replied, he pressed, you want money from Mr. Combs based on your testimony, is that right? No, Mia said. Mia describes R. Kelly's nightmare in text to Diddy. R. Kelly's in this one. Okay, let's talk about this. Jurors saw a text from 2019 in which Mia wrote to Combs, I had a nightmare. I was trapped in an elevator with R. Kelly and you came to rescue me. R. Kelly, a fellow hip-hop artist, is currently serving a 30-year prison sentence after being convicted for sex trafficking, racketeering in 2022. Okay. History is about to repeat itself, except it's going to be Diddy's turn. Combs is currently facing both charges, so yeah, definitely life sentence. Why are you reaching to Mr. Combs, telling him this? Steele asked Mia, pressing her on why Combs allegedly terrorized her. She will write to him in such a way. Puff used to be my protector, she replied. And if Combs sometimes refer as Puff Daddy, she had recently lost longtime partner Kim Porter. Kim has passed away, and I felt horrible for him, she said. Porter died of 2018 from pneumonia. Yeah, how convenient. Knowing that the text came after Porter's death, she said, it's 5 months later and you haven't thought that he's your savior? You're sending him all that love in the world? She replied that she didn't think 5 months was a long time frame, displaying that Combs would grieve Porter, with whom she shared 4 children for a lifetime. Yeah, so right now they're grilling Mia and grilling her good. Let me see, I go a little bit more, but I'm going to stop. I don't want to go too further in. Mia says Diddy kept a tracking device on Cassie's car. That was playing how you keep finding her. Mia testified that Combs had stolen both her and Ventura's Fine's devices on multiple occasions. He put tracking devices on Ventura's Fine's car. I'm not sure what it's capable of, she said. That's true. But Steele quickly pressed Mia on the instance in which Ventura Fine had came on to her saying that Combs was acting jerky. Mia responded by saying, like, his brain needs to be rewired, comparing to him of a child throwing tantrums who needs his mother. Why were you stick up for Mr. Combs? Steele asked, but Mia denied wanting to defend her former boss. One of the worst parts of her job was being put in the middle of Ventura and Combs' relationship, she said, which Cassie has allegedly was fraught with physical and essay. I wouldn't lie to her about anything I was forced to do. Whew, I gotta leave it right there. There's a lot more stuff in here, but folks, I'll post the links so you can see for yourself. A lot of stuff talks about how Mia defends Tex and Combs about good times together. I was still brainwashed. That's one of the things to talk about. She also talked about Chadwick Boseman. Other stars recall hilarious moments with Jennifer Lopez and Diddy Tex. You gotta check that out. Mia said that Diddy assaulted Cassie at Brad Pitt movie premiere at Cannes. And Diddy's lawyer Brian Steele presses Mia on loving social media posts. And, oh, this is funny. 50 says that he'll reach out to Trump to prevent Diddy pardon. You gotta read that part. You can read that part. This is, like I said, this is a long list. It's a good long read. So, like I said, check it out and tell me about it. Let me know in the comments down below, folks. Peace.